Hi all. Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. I appreciate everybody's understanding of me needing to take a day off the other day. The second jab really hit me hard, much harder than the first one. And even though the fever is gone, and it's been how many days now since I had the shot, I'm still not feeling 100%. I still don't feel that well, but I'm getting there. We have several articles to cover, and then we're going to get to the big thing that I want to cover for today. So let's just jump in with both feet and get going, shall we? Let's go. So I don't buy OK Magazine, and obviously I don't recommend anybody else buy it, but this just makes it even worse for me. Here it is, the Queen's Platinum Jubilee year, and Harry and Meghan's PR team has managed to get this on the front of OK Cover Magazine. Harry and Meghan, a life of service reimagined. And this is what really got me. A desire to be royal in a different way is something that defined Diana and that lives on through Harry. So essentially, once again, we're throwing out Diana. We're riding Diana's coattails. In case you guys haven't noticed, and I know you have, everything they do is Diana, racism, Diana, racism, Diana, racism. Like, do they ever stop and just ride on their own merits? They can't, because they haven't done anything. All right, moving on. Now, with all that said, this showed up and I was absolutely shocked. Cassandra Hawkins, who we all know has that fabulous blog that everybody should be reading, put up this comment that caught my attention. Let's not forget that when the UK paper printed the article about Harry's girl is almost straight out of Compton, I think they forgot to check the article a little closer. Instead, they screamed that the UK press was racist. The article was written for the Daily Mail. It was by two journalists in the United States, one in Los Angeles and one in Long Island, New York. And they're both people of color. What do you think of that? And while we're talking about racism, I think you'll find it interesting that this article came out that Harry and Meghan have been quietly meeting with Black Lives Matters people to educate themselves. And I would think that would be honest, because Meghan had nothing to do with Black Lives Matter or anything else of that nature until she married Harry and she needed a platform. Anybody can go back and look. If you find something, please email it to me, because I have found nothing. So yes, they need to be educated, because before she moved to Hollywood with Harry, she didn't give two rips about Black Lives Matter. Now, obviously, I'm taping this the day before it comes out. The court battle is starting today. As I'm taping this, it's Friday morning. From what I understand, the Home Office isn't batting an eye. He can pay for attorneys. The Home Office is not going to bend. This is not about protection in the UK. He lives in the United States where there's no gun control, and he goes around just fine with his people. He just wants to get his internationally protected person status back so he doesn't have to pay for his own security anymore. This is going to fail. Thank God. Moving on. So we're already aware that Andrew settled his case. I don't think he should have settled, but I understand why he settled. He had to think about the Queen, her Platinum Jubilee year. There are other things in play here. I feel bad for him. He's ruined. And I think he might be innocent. But at least, at the very minimum, Sarah is still sticking by him. At least he's got, his ex-wife handling him. Yep. Now, with all of that, the stories are starting to come out. This isn't fair. Look at how they treat Harry and Meghan, but the Queen is helping Andrew pay off his debt. First of all, there's no proof of that nobody knows what the settlement is. Nobody even knows how much it is. That's just bait stuff. Number two, how do you equate the two? Because, I don't get it. That's quite a reach. Moving on, these stories are coming out that the United States is really indifferent to them, which, I have to tell you is true. Half the people I've spoken to have never even heard of them. They don't really care about them. They're trying to be Hollywood and it's not working out. And they don't care that their UK polls have trashed them. But now they are concerned about the United States. And so they're trying to boost themselves here. But let's be honest, people in the United States are not stupid. The whole royal thing, the whole racism thing, the whole misogynistic thing is wearing thin. The whole riding the coattails of a dead mother for 25 years is riding thin. And they haven't figured that out yet. The whole victimhood thing is riding thin. And what they haven't figured out is with the behavior, Harry is not being respected. He's being pitied. But of course, the people around Harry and Meghan are only telling them what they want to hear. So Harry has no clue what's really going on here. There's a lot of stories coming out already that Harry will not be on the balcony because there's slimmed down plans for the coronation and somehow it's a snub. No, he's not a working royal anymore. Charles has been talking about slimming down the monarchy for years. This is nothing new. This is no big surprise. But, I just have to tell you, no, they won't be on the balcony. But security or not, I guarantee you they will be present at the actual coronation because Meghan will not miss the chance to put one of those little tiny crowns on her head and be seen with the family. Netflix stuff. Prince Andrew won't be on the balcony either, Yeah. Now, another story recently came out that said it's probably best for the monarchy if Charles is passed over for William. And I hate to say this, but I agree. I don't think the British public wants to spend millions upon millions for a coronation for Charles so he can be king for 5 years or 6 years and then he'll pass away and then they have to pay for another one for William. Not to mention William is way more popular. Yeah, okay. This story I can believe. Neil Sean said that Harry was only at the Super Bowl for Better Up. He had no choice. He had to show up and get photographed. And by the way, people are talking about the fact that Harry and Eugenie, when they were sitting by themselves, were wearing masks, but when it was over and they were around other people, they weren't. I just want to say that I believe that that's the case because Harry and Eugenie didn't want people lip reading them while they were sitting there talking. Yeah. All right, moving on. One more thing I want to touch on before we get to what I really want to discuss today. Another blind item. You know how we love these. They're always so accurate. And the blind item points out it's interesting how Eugenie came to the U.S., hung out with Harry, and within days, the tabloids had stories trashing Charles. That does pretty much confirm that Eugenie is the mole. All right, let's get on to our main stuff for today. You guys, Scooby-Doo is having some sort of a breakdown and isn't even trying anymore to hold back his disdain for Andrew and the rest of the royal family with the articles that he's been putting out. He is furiously putting out tweet after tweet after tweet, saying horrible things about Andrew and insinuating that the whole royal family and everybody is going to suffer because of what Andrew did. And he wants you to go to a website and read his article. So I did. He covers the case and how it went along and then says in the article that there was a court settlement just shy of $12 million, which is nothing that he could possibly know because the documents are sealed. And he's claiming the money came from the Queen, which is, again, something he couldn't possibly know. And anybody who gives a sympathetic narrative of any kind, he calls bootlickers of the Royal Press Corps, says the man who licks the boots of Harry and Meghan. And he continues on with his anti-monarchist tirade, pointing out that with the Sussexes gone and Andrew benched, there are even fewer working royals than ever, but the sovereign grant that funds the royal family continues to grow year on year. So yeah, Omid's having some kind of weird meltdown, and he's taking this chance to jab at the royal family, like he hasn't done before. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if Eugenie didn't pass some information to Harry and Meghan and they passed it to Omid to try to put something in the article that makes it seem really relevant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. All right, moving on. It's Vin update time. So Vin tried to play with Toodles. Toodles didn't want anything to do with him. So he eventually got a toy. And then you can just see how bored he was with this whole thing. Yeah, watch this. Hey. Toodles, why are you being so mean? He just wants to play. Don't give him the butt. Don't give him the butt. Oh, you're a mean girl. You are mean. All right. You just... Hi. Is that your favorite toy? Go ahead. Go ahead. Wow, who's a good boy? One ear up, one ear down. God, you're cute. Finn, what are you doing with that toy? What are you doing? Why am I getting the side eye? Huh? Side eye. You're so funny. My goodness, lots of headlines. Now, I am going to try to stay on top of what's going on with the court case, and I'll be reporting that as information comes out. I appreciate you guys understanding why I needed a day off in the middle of that whole jab mess. And I want your comments as to these stories and what you think of them. There's a lot. So, yeah, lots of comments. You know how I love to read them. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Please double check to make sure if you are subscribed that you're still subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of uploads. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Getter. You can email me. For those who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.